Hi, boys and girls. Welcome back to our classroom at home. I miss all of you, and I hope you're having a great day. Hope you're getting outside to play in the good weather, and that you're keeping track of the weather on your graph, your chart that you made on Monday. Take a picture of that and send it to me at the end of the week. All right. Today, we're going to talk about another W story. This is called A Job for Witilda. And in the story, there's a certain shape. So I want to talk about these three-dimensional shapes. We know that circles and triangles and rectangles are flat. We call those two-dimensional shapes. But when you can see all sides of a shape, it's three-dimensional, which is also called a solid. The sphere, cube, cone, and cylinder are all solids. And we are going to talk about these four shapes today. One of these shapes is in the story called A Job for Witilda. And I want you to listen to the story and see if you can figure out which one of these shapes is in the story the most. There were cats on the table, cats on the chairs, cats on the sofa, the bookshelves, the stairs. Every half-starved stray cat, every unwanted kitten seemed to find its way into Witilda's heart. Witilda loved them all. But it was getting hard to feed them. They didn't like bat wing stew, which was all Witilda could cook, and the mice had long since disappeared. We're down to our last dried rat, Witilda worried. Meow, the cats queried. Meow. There's only one thing to do, Witilda decided. I'll have to get a job. I'll go and I'll talk to Aunt Bort. Maybe I can work for her. Witilda kissed all 47 noses and set off for Aunt Bort's hair place. Eventually, Aunt Bort was persuaded to hire Witilda. Please comb Miss Hatrack's hair, Aunt Bort grunted. Witilda began to comb. Ugh, how boring, she thought. I can do better than that. Miss Hatrack's wispy hair reminded Witilda of a spider thread. So she began tying knots here and there, and soon Miss Hatrack's hair fanned out in an enormous web. Something's missing, Witilda murmured. Reaching deep in her pocket, she pulled out a small black spider and placed it carefully in the web of hair. Don't move, she cautioned. Miss Hatrack and the spider held very still. Witilda spread the web with hairspray until it glistened. Ah, beautiful, she exclaimed. If you look closely, you can see her web. It's supposed to be her hair. Miss Hatrack looked up from her magazine. Eee! She screamed. Witilda! Aunt Bort thundered. What have you done? I think it's pretty, Witilda said defensively. You're fired, shouted Aunt Bort. I don't think that worked. Glumly, Witilda shuffled home. I got fired, she told the cats. Sss. They were all very hungry. Witilda searched the job ads in the newspaper. Carpenter, secretary, exterminator, rats, muttered Witilda. Then her eyes lit up as she read. Delivery person wanted, evenings, must have your own transportation, and apply in person at Ding-a-Ling Pizza. It's perfect, she cackled. Witilda blew 47 kisses, grabbed her broom, and ran out. She skidded to a stop at Ding-a-Ling's and waited nervously with the other applicants. There's Witilda. Suddenly the door opened and out came Joe Ding-a-Ling, his arms loaded with boxes. Here you go, barked Joe. 5 pizzas each to deliver. The first one back gets the job. Arms and legs flew everywhere as everyone grabbed a stack of pizzas and raced away. Witilda mounted her broom and chanted. Notions and potions, buzzard stew, curdle a girdle with a rattlesnake glue. Rickety, rackety, my own green eye, loomity, broomity, time to fly. Witilda shot up into the night, and she disappeared and swooped through the air, going to the first house on her list. Mr. Pink was surprised to get pizza so soon. Extraordinary, Mrs. Pink fluttered, coming out with money for the pizza. Witilda whizzed around the block to the Muzzles, down the street to the Zippets, and then flew around town to Mr. Booney's. She knocked and knocked. Finally, Mr. Booney came to the door. Thank you, he whispered, dropping the money penny by penny into Witilda's hand. Witilda danced from foot to foot. At last she was on her way. I'm making great time, she exclaimed. I'm gonna win. There's another W word. Win. As she was raising up into the air, Witilda heard a tiny sound. Silently she hovered. Meow. Anxiously, Witilda peered around, and a bit of white high in a tree caught her eye. Oh, poor little thing. Just then, a motorcycle roared around the corner. It was one of the people trying to get the job for Dingling's Pizza. Oh, what should I do? Wilda agonized. If I stop and help the kitten, someone else will get back to Dingling's before me. Maybe I'll come back later. Think for a minute. What would you do if you were Witilda? Would you stay and help the cat? Or would you race back to the pizza place? She began to glide away. Meow. Oh, wait. I'm coming, shouted Witilda. Don't move. Witilda scrambled onto a low branch. Twigs snagged at her clothes and caught on her hair. Meow. The kitten stared at Witilda with wide, scared eyes. Here, kitty, kitty. Witilda reached up. Come here, baby. Inch by inch, the kitten eased toward her. As Witilda reached out to grab the kitten, suddenly a gust of wind shook the tree. Witilda and the kitten plummeted head over heels to the ground below. Are you all right? Witilda asked. Wow! Well then, let's go. Luckily, the last house, Mrs. Noodle, was knitting on the front porch. Witilda tossed the pizza box onto her lap. Here's your pizza, she cried, snatching the money from the dazed Mrs. Noodle. Witilda spun around and headed back to Dingling's. Witilda had never flown so fast. The wind whipped her hair and her cloak. Wind. Seconds later, she stumbled breathlessly into Dingling's. Joe's mouth dropped open. How did you do it? It's only been 15 minutes. Witilda's eyes danced, and Joe slapped her on the back. The job's yours, cried Joe. Here, have some pizza. That night, Witilda tripped lightly up her front steps and opened the door. I'm home, she sang, and I got the job. Purr. All 48 cats tried to rub against her legs. I just love it. And Witilda set the Dingling special combo down on the table. You're gonna love it too. What were those cats gonna do? And they did. Looks like they're all enjoying the pizza. All right, let's go back and look at Witilda for a minute. Look at Witilda's head. Gives you a hint about the solid shape I'm thinking of. Which shape in Witilda was important? If you're thinking the cone, you're right. The cone seems to be the same shape as Witilda's hat. Her hat had a cone in it. Circular on the bottom, triangular to a point on the top. The cone is a solid shape that they used to make Witilda's hat. Here's your job. I am sending this paper to each of your parents to copy. They can print it off their computer. Your job is to go in a 3D hunt shape around your house. I'd like for you to look for something that is a cylinder, something that is a sphere, something that is a cone, and something that is a cube. I want you to find them in your house and then write down what they're being used for. I went on a hunt around my house. Some of these shapes are really easy to find, and some of these solids are a little trickier. Here's what I found. In my vase, I found a decoration that looked like this, which is a sphere. So I found a sphere. This one's a little harder. The cube took me a little more time because not all boxes are cubes. Cubes have the same size shapes. I found a container in my kitchen. That's my cube. Then I was looking for a cone. That was the hardest one. It was tricky. But when I was looking through my cabinet on top of my toilet cleaner, I found a cone. And the cylinder was the easiest. I found lots of cylinders in my house. This is one right here, a hair can. So I found a sphere, a cube, a cone, and a cylinder. I want you to go find those things in your house and write down what they are being used for. The cylinder is a hairspray can. My sphere was a decoration and a vase. My cone was the top of the cleaner bottle. Okay, you find those, get them together, take a picture, and have your family send it to me. Then complete this paper and put it in your packet. All right, happy shape hunting. Good luck. Have a great afternoon. Bye, KD.